Hello everyone, welcome to Reading with Reference today. My name is Kim Christopher. I'm a reference librarian with the Haverford Township Free Library, and I apologize for the lateness of the video if you are one of our frequent watchers, and also that I'm wearing a mask here in the library. But in any case, jumping into the reading recommendations that I have today. First off, I have The Invisibles by Grant Morrison. And this is just a really peculiar story, and yet at the same time a very fascinating one where it's not specified when it takes place exactly, maybe perhaps the late 1980s, early 1990s, but in England it follows a young man named Dane, who is a rebellious and angry young boy who gets into, shall we say, a lot of trouble with the law enforcement, and, well, he gets sent to a youth correction center where he finds out that the people running the center are sinister individuals who want to brainwash him and others like him into doing their bidding. And, well, before they can brainwash Dane and do other, shall we say, horrendous things to him, he is rescued by a man by the name of King Mob, who is a member of a group called The Invisibles. This organization that's labeled by government officials and law enforcement as terrorists. But as Dane finds out, after being rescued by King Mob and having interactions with all the members of the Invisibles, they're actually the good guys, fighting for our freedom, where, unknowing to us, the entire world has more or less been conquered by an alien race from another dimension. And so, yeah, the Invisibles, it just follows Dane's, adventures, you could say, with the Invisibles and their mission to defeat the aliens that have conquered the human race. And so, yeah, but that isn't the reason why I would have this up as a recommendation today, even though it has all those great sci-fi elements that I love, alien invasion, war against them, like in the TV series V, and even time travel, Doctor Who. But what makes it a fascinating read, and peculiar again, like I said at the beginning, is that Grant Morrison, according to him, he said that he started writing Invisibles after he was abducted by aliens during a trip to an area in Nepal, and was told a story by them that inspired him to write this. And as a result, that makes it sort of a really sort of head trip story, where Alice in Wonderland, down the rabbit hole, just into this bizarro kind of dream that Morrison probably had in writing the Invisibles, and it's hard to put into words exactly just how bizarre and yet engrossing as a result it is, because while it has that sort of, down the rabbit hole sort of element to it, where you're uncertain what's real, what's happening in the story and all that, it's also a philosophical story, where every single page, every single word said by all the characters, interactions, everything they do, it's all philosophical debates and arguments, about the state of human beings, our emotions, the establishment, questioning everything in this world. And that's the one primary reason I would recommend reading The Invisibles, as it's not just about that alien invasion, time travel, like I mentioned, and all sorts of other sci-fi elements. It's the philosophical argument about the human state, and that makes it just a really fascinating sort of different spin on the comic book genre. So yeah, I would highly recommend reading The Invisibles if you just are looking for more of a philosophical story rather than, like I said, alien invasion and time travel. But if you like alien invasions and time travel, yeah, you'll probably also love The Invisibles as well. And then today, for the very last recommendation I have the manga series Drifting Dragons by Taku Kuwabara. And this is a great series. It's what would happen, best case scenario, if Moby Dick was a science fiction fantasy story, where it's set in this fantasy world, no name or anything, but just a fantasy world, where instead of the whaling industry never having gone out of business, it is the dragon hunting business, or draking as it's called. And the story itself, the entire series, it follows the crew of the Quinzaza, one of the very last draking vessels out there in this fantasy world, and all their various adventures and interactions with each other in hunting these dragons. And the reason why I would have this up as a recommendation is primarily not just because of this absolutely stunning, gorgeous artwork that Netflix even decided to adapt into a TV show, which is what got me interested in reading it. Source material, much better. But getting back on track here, why I recommend it is story's also great, artwork and everything, but at the end of every single chapter, Kuwabara, he includes recipes on how to cook dragon meat. Of course, dragons don't exist, dragon meat and all that, but just the recipes, I've tried them myself out of curiosity, and he uses all sorts of ingredients that you would find here in our world, olive oil, oregano, salt, pepper, everyday kind of ingredients to make very delicious recipes that you can make yourself. And there's nothing saying that this was, his background, per se, where he was a cook before, doing this story, or maybe interacted with cuisine chefs or whatnot. But yeah, fictional recipes you can make that taste good, and every single chapter, this is like a cross between Moby Dick, fantasy, and a cookbook, and that makes it just a really wonderful sort of read. Just all the artwork, the characters, storylines, many storylines. It's several volumes long now, and yeah, just those recipes. They're actually very, very good recipes in here that he includes, even fictional. But yeah, so I would highly recommend Drifting Dragons if you're a fan of Moby Dick, love fantasy stories, dragons included, and, well, also if you like to cook on the sidelines, well, now you have some new recipes to try out then. And, well, that is everything I have to say about my recommendations today, and until we see each other again next week, please know, like I've been mentioning in our other Reading with Reference videos, that the hours of the library are slightly different now, with the Monday through Wednesday, 10 to 6, Thursday, 10 to... Monday through Wednesday, 10 to 8, Thursday, 10 to 6, and Friday, Saturday, 10 to 5. Regular requests are up and running again, so you request items from other libraries, and we still have our contactless curbside pickup going on, so just call us or fill out the request form online to get some items. And until we see each other again, everyone, next week in Reading with Reference again, I hope you have a wonderful day, and take care.